On this episode, Turning Point.
If you ever seen somebody OD, it's like a ghost in front of you. It's a scary thing.
Welcome to Road to Hope. I'm your host, Bianca Jade. On this episode, we travel to central Alberta to look at how Alberta Health is changing the effects of the fentanyl drug. They're doing this by releasing a new drug to help eliminate the amount of deaths that have plagued our province.
What's more scary, watching somebody die or getting a kit? If you ever seen somebody OD, it's not fun. It looks like a ghost in front of you. It's a scary thing. And you know, for how easy it is, it's a far cry from watching somebody die in front of you.
You know, just let people know that it's here in Red Deer. I've been a registered nurse for 14 years, and I've been working at Turning Point since February of last year. I decided to come work at Turning Point because I strongly value harm reduction. What made me so passionate is working in emergency rooms and in mental health facilities where people who were experiencing issues with drug use and the problems that come with that were mistreated by other staff, and that made me passionate about ensuring that everyone was treated equally because they all deserve the same care. How long have you been using for? My job is to work with people who use drugs, in particular people who use opiates, and have discussions with them related to overdose prevention and also prescribing and administering, dispensing the naloxone kits for them to take home. In July of 2015, there was starting to be a health crisis in regards to fentanyl. And so as of July 8th, we were funded along with 7 other harm reduction agencies across the province to start distributing these kits to people who use opiates directly. And we were chosen because we have the most interaction with people who use opiates, so they are the target population and the people who are most at risk of overdose. Naloxone is a drug that has been used in Canada for over 40 years. It is a drug that blocks opiate receptors. So opiate receptors are little spots in the brain where people who take opiates of any kind, the opiate goes in and attaches to those opiate sites to provide the effects of the drug. So the happiness, the euphoria, the pain relief. And so the naloxone goes in, it has a stronger attachment to those opiate sites. So it actually lifts the opiate off of the receptor site and it attaches in its place temporarily to help bring a person out of overdose. If somebody has not taken an opiate, they will have no reaction. So that would mean that anybody can, at any time, can safely administer naloxone to somebody. No matter what, it will not cause harm, but in the best case scenario would be they save their friend or family member's life. We really try to sell these kits as a time buyer to our clients. So this doesn't mean that your friend is safe from overdose now. It means that they need to access medical treatment, and this is just buying them time to be able to get to the hospital. In a naloxone kit, there is 2 needles and 2 doses of naloxone. There's also alcohol swabs and some gloves, and one of the most important pieces in it is actually a single-use mask. That mask is to be used for rescue breathing because people stop breathing when they're overdosing on opiates. So we teach clients how to rescue breathe and how to rescue breathe using the mask, because rescue breathing alone can actually keep somebody alive until EMS comes. To access the kit, all they really need to do is come into our office and identify that they would like a kit, and then I just have a few questions. I just basically want to make sure that it's suitable for them, so as long as they're a person who uses opiates and they are at risk of overdose, I will prescribe and distribute a kit to them. The information that we collect doesn't go anywhere. It's not shared with anybody.
It's worked out really great. It's confidential to a point that, you know, like that you're not getting this told all over the place just to get the kits. The training's there and stuff, and she's an easy person to do it with.
The very first part of the training would be to talk to them about overdose prevention, how to make sure that you're using in the most safe way. And then we walk through what they already know about naloxone. I teach them that naloxone works for about 30 to 60 minutes and that their friend or family member can go back into an overdose state after that. We also talk about how naloxone's a really safe drug to give and that they don't need to be nervous giving it. And then I walk them through how to actually draw up the naloxone and how to administer it into the muscle. And you can give in the thigh. If you're going to give in the thigh, it's in the outer third of the thigh. So it's only about a 15-minute time commitment, and that it's just a really, hopefully, positive experience. When somebody's been saved by one of the kits, it's a pretty amazing feeling, especially when they come back into the office themselves, and they are often really in awe and really grateful for being given another day to live and another chance.
The benefit of the kits are people are not overdosing and dying. I mean, that's the number one benefit right there.
If you guys are going to use together, have one go first, just so that the other person is available to respond to you. Overdose happens really, really quickly, and often people aren't aware that it's happening until they are already unconscious. So these kits are given with the understanding that if I prescribe a kit to Joe, let's say, Joe will not use the kit on himself. He might use the kit on his friend who is overdosing, or his friend might use the kit on him.
It was a friend of mine who had just done some heroin, and they appeared to be non-responsive. When you're there in the moment and the person is non-responsive and they actually appear lifeless, like they appear dead, like their breathing is really shallow, you can slap a person, throw them, or like it doesn't matter what you do, there's no response. It was a pretty surreal experience and a bit of an eye-opener. A little traumatic, you're absolutely out of control. And, you know, after a lot of yelling and calling for her, when she didn't respond, I instantly went to my kit.
These kits are not enabling people to use drugs. They are not enabling people to overdose. People who use drugs, it is not a choice anymore. It's an actual change in their brain chemistry and a change in their brain processing. So it's not a choice for them anymore. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to help them survive another day, live another day, so that they can continue to move on and make those positive choices that will result in change. So we're here to support them as they are in the stage that they're at, because that's what everybody deserves to be treated like.
Not a lot of people out there that deal with a lot of drug addicts, or you know, whatever you want to say it is, and that have an open mind. She's been like a very good help for me. Like she's easy to talk to.
Clients are coming back in and telling us that they are having a lot more discussion with their peers out on the street about how to use safely and how to ensure that they are not going to overdose, or decreasing drug use, or using in a different way to make sure that they prevent overdose. So that's also really satisfying that our conversations are starting to have ripple effects. Over 80 lives saved as a result of the take-home naloxone kits that have been prescribed by nurses in our building, so that is a giant satisfaction. It's actually very gratifying because we do have clients come back in routinely and tell us that their kits have saved people's lives, so there is not much bigger than that, really.
Well, Sarah's pretty laid back. We're not always in the best of moods, and she's always got a smile, and you know, and she's been really good about pushing this, making sure that, you know, do you want a kit? You know, reminding people that, you know, you got a kit, do you want one?
People are shamed, you know, about their addiction, things they've done during their addiction, and it's hard to reach out. It's very hard to reach out. And, you know, Turning Point's been good to help me with that. Turning Point is really doing a humane service for the community here. And it's not just about the harm reduction supplies, it's about the education.
She's more than just a nurse. She's, you know, she's friendly. It's been important to me in my life, because when I'm having a rough time, I usually do come see her.
That makes me feel good, because I think really one of the most important things to me is relationship building. So I really, really want to have strong relationships with the clients, and I want them to be able to trust me as a healthcare professional. I know healthcare professionals don't always treat people who use drugs well, so I want to help slowly break down that stigma and be a safe person for them to be able to come and talk to.
Keep an open mind and to be empathetic and to realize that we're all human beings, you know. At the end of the day, we're just people. And some of us have more struggles than others, and some of us don't come from the same background as others, right? And everybody deserves a fair chance. It's here, it's in our community, and it's not leaving. It's here to stay. So, as a community, what can we do about it? Education, number one, and harm reduction supplies is a great start.
hope that they see the good in it. So I guess we'll try to help and make sure that people do know about it.
It really gives clients or people the power, empowers them to be able to know that they have something that can potentially save somebody's life. People who use drugs and people who you come across who may use drugs just want to be treated like a human being, and that courtesy goes a really long way. When you respect somebody and are able to provide them with respect, that will be shown back to you, and it can literally change their life. Thank you. We'll see you guys later.
Since July of last year, over 400 kits have been released by Turning Point in Red Deer. To be able to reach out and receive their services, please follow the information on your screen. Thanks for watching.